Good morning, students. I hope you are all well. Okay, we are doing quadrilateral chapters presently. That is chapter number 8 for you. And in this chapter, we have already discussed what are quadrilaterals, what are parallelogram, how are parallelogram different from quadrilaterals, what are square, rectangle, and rhombus, and how are they all different, what are their properties. Okay, that we I have revised for you what you have learned till now. Okay, till the ninth standard. Next is we have started with the theorems of this chapter. Based on these theorems only, we are going to prove the given questions. Okay, one thing before we start the chapter, all the theorems are mandatory for you. You have to do all the theorems, all the theory in your Glassnow copy so that you can understand the chapter well, so that you can do the questions correctly. Okay, without understanding the theorem, without knowing the concept, you will not be able to get the chapters at all. Okay, so now we have already done the proof of theorems up to 8.6. Now we are going through theorem 8.7. Theorem 8.7 says, if the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. See, in the previous theorem, theorem 8.6, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So theorem 8.7 is simply converse of theorem 8.6. It says that if for a parallelogram, this is a parallelogram. For a parallelogram, let us name it A, B, C, D. For a quadrilateral, this is a quadrilateral ABCD. If its diagonals bisect each other, so what do we mean by diagonals bisecting each other? That AO length and OC length are equal, as well as OB length and OD length are equal. In that manner, both the diagonals are bisecting each other, and we have to prove that this whole figure is a parallelogram. Okay, so once again, in order to prove any figure a parallelogram, we are going to prove the definition of the parallelogram. Definition of parallelogram is both set of opposite sides are parallel to each other, then in that case it is a parallelogram. Okay, so we will use that. So first of all, what is given to us? What is given to us is in quadrilateral ABCD, diagonals bisect each other, or I can say that AO is equals to OC, as well as BO is equals to OD. Okay, that is same as the diagonals bisecting each other. Next, we have to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. We have to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, so now, in order to prove it, once again we are going to use the concept of congruency. How do we do the congruency? I told you in the previous derivation as well that for you to prove that diagonals, for you to prove anything related to diagonals in a parallelogram, okay, for you to prove that that this point O is the midpoint of these 2 points, this point O, at this point O the angle is 90 degree, or anything related to this point O, you need to focus on, or anything related to the diagonals of the parallelogram, you need to focus on both set of interior triangles. Okay, we are going to take the triangles which are vertically opposite to each other. So first of all, I am going to take in triangle AOB and triangle COD. In both of these triangles, what is happening here is, in both of these triangles, first of all you have length AO and OC as equal, which is given to us. Secondly, angle O is equal in both the triangles, angle AOB and angle COD are both equal, both are vertically opposite angles. Okay, and lastly you have another side as equal, BO and OD are equal. Okay, once again it is given to you. So in this manner both of these triangles are congruent by SAS congruency. By SAS congruency, triangle AOB is congruent to A is equal to C, O and D. Okay, and by CPCT, you can say that angle OAB and angle OCD are both equal. So that means, let me show in the diagram, I have proved that this angle and this angle are equal. What I have proved that for B, A, C, D, this angle A and this angle C are equal. Since for lines AB and CD, alternate interior angles are equal. For these two lines, alternate interior angles are equal. So in that manner, both of these lines AB and CD, 1 minute please. In that manner, both of these lines AB and CD are parallel to each other. So by proving that this triangle and this triangle are congruent to each other, we have proved that one pair of lines are parallel. In the same manner, what I want you to do, I want you to take in triangle AOD and triangle BOC. I want you to take these two triangles, okay, and prove that these two triangles are congruent. You will be using the same level of congruency, the same set of procedure to prove that these two pairs of triangles are congruent again. Okay, and once you prove that these two triangles are congruent, once again you will take the pair of alternate interior angle and say that since the pair of alternate interior angle are equal, that means your lines AD and BC are parallel. I hope you can do that by yourself. If any one of you is unable to do it, kindly inform me so that I can make a proper video for that. Okay. Now moving on to theorem 8.8. Theorem 8.8 will be the last theorem of first exercise. Okay, and don't get hyper excited that why there are so many theorems. Beta, there is one more chapter of geometry remaining for you, that is a circle, and in circle there are more than 10 theorems. Okay, so get practice, get prepared for doing more and more theorems, and almost all the theorems in this class will be proved using congruency rules. So if you don't know the triangles chapter properly, if you don't know the congruency rules properly, you will be unable to achieve good marks in 9th class. In fact, in 10th class, the concept of congruency is used again and again and again and again in your subject. Okay, now we'll start with theorem 8.8. Theorem 8.8 is A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if a pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. Let me demonstrate what the theorem is saying to you. See, this is a parallelogram for you. This is a normal parallelogram, no rhombus, nothing else. Let us name it A, B, C and D. Okay. What the theorem is trying to state that if for any quadrilateral, one pair of opposite sides, let us take AB and CD. If these two pair of opposite sides are parallel and same pair of opposite sides are equal as well, in that manner ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, what is happening here? If one set of opposite side is equal as well as parallel, then that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Same can be said for second pair of opposite side. Same can be said for AD and BC. If for AD and BC both are parallel, AD and BC both are equal, then again ABCD is a parallelogram. So what the theorem is stating that it wouldn't matter for a parallelogram to have it. Okay, once again let me try it. For a parallelogram, in order to prove any quadrilateral parallelogram, you essentially not only have to prove that both pair of sides are parallel or both pair of sides are equal. Although we can prove that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram by proving both pair of sides are equal or both pair of sides are parallel. But once again, that is a lot of hassle. We have to go through lots of triangles. Okay, we have to use congruency 2 times. So without going into that, if possible, we can prove, if we can prove that only one pair of side is parallel as well as equal, then that quadrilateral is going to be a parallelogram. Okay, you will understand this theorem more and more as we do more and more questions. Okay, but first of all, you should keep this clearly in mind that we are proving that ABCD is a parallelogram by knowing that one pair of opposite side is equal as well as parallel. Okay, so now it is at our discretion that what sides we choose. Usually I choose sides AB and CD as parallel. You can also do the proof using other sides. Okay, and students, keep in mind that whenever you are proving that sides are equal, sides are parallel, okay, whenever you are using the sides of the parallelogram, we only usually need one diagonal. So this will be my construction. Let us start with what is given to us. Given to us is in quadrilateral ABCD, in quadrilateral ABCD. What is happening in quadrilateral ABCD? What you have is, I am taking AB side as parallel to DC and AB side as equal to DC. You can also take AD parallel to BC and AD parallel to AD equal to BC. Okay, that way also you can prove it. To prove, we need to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, so in order to prove it, once again we are going to prove that, what we are going to prove that this triangle and this triangle are congruent. Okay, but before starting that, what I am going to do is construction. Your construction will be join one of the diagonals. Okay, so I am joining AC. You can also join BD, and once again the procedure of the theorem will be same. Now proof, and we are taking in triangle ABC and triangle ADC. In both of these triangles, first of all, see, you have AB and DC as equal sides, which is given to you. Secondly, since line AB and line DC are parallel to each other, AC is the transversal, then in that case these two angles should be equal. Angle BAC is equals to angle DCAY. These are pair of alternate interior angles for AB parallel to DC. Okay, and lastly you have a common side, that is AC and AC are equal, common side. So in that manner, what congruency we have? By SAS congruency. Both these triangles are congruent. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. Okay. So once we have triangles as congruent, we can use CPCT. By CPCT is corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Okay. By CPCT, we can say that this angle and this angle are also equal. Angle DAC and angle BCA are also equal. Okay, which are obviously alternate interior angles for AD and BC. Since alternate interior angles are equal, hence lines AD and BC are parallel. Okay, and lastly you can say that since both pair of lines are parallel, lastly you will write down, hence ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, why is it a parallelogram? Because both pair of opposite sides are parallel. Okay, what we have taken one side as equal as well as parallel, and by using that we can prove that both set of opposite sides are parallel. That is why it is a parallelogram. Okay, I guess you get all the theorems correctly. Okay, once again all the theorems are to be written in your class copy. Okay, and you have to remember their proofs as well. Okay, we'll start with the questions in short one.